Yo. What are you saying? It's been a while. I was away for a bit. I'm back now. I'm enjoying the weekend before I kind of have to get back to work and get back into the pattern that I'm normally into. Yeah. So I'm just kind of taking a bit of time to just relax a little bit, as much as I can. But yeah, just now I went to the driving range for a bit, had like an hour to spare. And then I'm gonna go get my food for meal prep this week. And then, yeah, gonna crack on. We got Chelsea game later as well. So, looking forward to it. I can actually watch my team play and I don't have to get depressed anymore, bro. It's actually a mad feeling, you know. But yeah, I'm reading a book called Managing Yourself, and basically all it is like, I think it's 10 articles from Harvard that talk about, like, you know, how to manage yourself and how to kind of be truly happy in your purpose and whatnot. It has a lot of different topics, but those are some of the ones that they cover. But I read the first kind of article, and it talks about how when you're choosing, or when you're, you know, getting into a different career that isn't purpose driven, it can affect the way, you know, everything else around you is as well. So, you know, for example, if the job that you have or career that you have, it doesn't make you kind of feel like you're learning, or, you know, like, doesn't make you feel fulfilled or anything, it's gonna impact, like, the way you act around other people, because you don't feel a sense of achievement at work. So, you know, it then becomes difficult to kind of be positive when you come back from a shift. And, you know, and then it takes a toll on your family and loved ones, whether you've got kids, and, you know, because especially if you've got kids as well, like, you probably mean well, like, you want to spend time with them after work and stuff, but you just feel like shit after work. And so, like, if you compared it to you having a job where you kind of feel like you're learning and you're, like, helping other people, and you feel proud about the work that you're doing, you come back from work not tired and not, you know, lethargic, and, like, you can actually do other stuff after work, and, like, you're positive to other people around you after that. So yeah, that was one of the things that they were talking about, and I think there was two other things. So I think it was a quote. He said, and how does it go? It probably won't be word for word, but I think the main quote was like, God will not measure your success from dollars, but by the individuals that you touch or reach. So, you know, when you're thinking about your purpose and whatnot, is it gonna affect? Are you gonna, work with people, and are you gonna wanna help people in your career, in your profession, or even like kids or animals or whatever it is? Like, 'cause maybe you're helping someone somehow. It's not just about how much money that you make, because the irony about money is the more you get, the more you want. So it's just, you can't really depend on a monetary thing to keep you fulfilled. So that's why they say it's better to, I think the metric is probably better to measure like from people that you've affected, people that you've inspired. So yeah. And I think the last thing I learned from that chapter was it's easier to stay 100% true to your principles than it is to be 98% of the time. So like, if you're 100% disciplined to your principles, it's a lot easier that way, because when you haven't said no before, you've kind of built that mental strength, and that way it's like, it is almost easier. It's, people outside would be looking like, oh, how does he do it? Like, it's easy when you don't disrespect yourself and say, okay, I'm not gonna say no this time. I'm gonna respect myself and have some kind of like discipline, compared to if you're true to your principles 98% of the time, which means you've said no before, or you said, oh, just once. You've said it before, and if you said it before, you'll say it again. Which I think that was probably the most important thing that I read in that chapter, because the amount of times it's not even like big things sometimes. It's just like I'll let myself leave early, not leave early, but I'll like catch myself like doubting and be like, oh, I'll just leave it, man. I'll do it another time or something like that. But yeah, I think now I'm starting to gauge that I need to kind of, in order to make any amount of progress, you kind of have to like stay true to yourself, and like that's where you build self-esteem as well. Because if you know you can do hard things, then you have evidence to back yourself up, and you can confidently say, yeah, I've done this before. I have the mental strength to say, overcome the feelings of me saying no. Because when you're doing it, when you're doing something alone, when no one's watching, it's kind of easy to say, oh, no one's watching, I can just leave it out this time, I can do it when everyone else is. But that's not how it works, because the times you say no behind closed doors, and then when you come to showing off in public, or showcasing whatever you do in public, and it gets hard and it gets tough, when your mind creeps up on you and says, oh yeah, we're the type of person that quits early, we're the type of person that just gives up. And so that's why it's important to listen to yourself. You have a manager at work. You listen to them because you don't want to lose your job. You have a authoritative figure. You do what they tell you, because you have respect for them. but you can't, you know, do something that you tell yourself to do. You know, oh, I'll do one more rep, I'll do one more. But then you don't do it. Or, you know, like I was literally at golf and I said to myself, because the way I do it now is like, if I need to get 3 good shots with one club before I can switch to another club. So sometimes I'll literally go through the whole bucket of golf balls before I hit 3 good shots. And that's kind of where you have to stay disciplined. Today I was quite lucky because I've been out in the game for a while, so yeah. I said I can switch clubs when I have 3 good shots with one club. I did it. And it's not that hard, and then you gain so much self-esteem because you know you can do it. And then you can kind of compound it, and like, you'd be shocked to kind of see what else you can do once you've built a mental barrier. Because when you know it's literally just self-doubt leaking in, you can kind of listen to it and observe it and be like, oh, okay, that's what my mind is doing to try and trick me. And you can ask yourself questions like, okay, why is it trying to trick me? Oh, because the brain is, you know, hardwired to like comfort and stay safe because of millions of years of like trying to stay away from fucking bobcats or some shit. Like, you can kind of witness it in real time, so that's why it's interesting. But yeah, I had a long drive. I literally said I was gonna go to the shop and get my meal prep. I was literally vibing out and I didn't realise, but yeah, before I go inside, yeah, those are all the things I kind of learnt from that one chapter, I guess. I'm liking the book. The book itself was kind of a hard thing because it seemed like one of them books where it had a lot of like hard language, and because I'm not the best reader, like I can't really read that much. Like if I read for too long, I just get fatigued and like my brain can't really keep up. But yeah, I'm liking it though. I got through the first few pages and I actually started to learn, and kind of like I took my time and understood the book. So yeah, I think sometimes you just have to like white knuckle it, and you have to just stick. You just have to like, I don't know, what's the word? Stick through it. Is that the? Yeah. Anyway, that's what you got to do sometimes, I guess. But yeah, I hope you gained a few tips or a bit of knowledge today, because I certainly did. But yeah, I've bought a few other books as well that I'm quite excited to read. So yeah, I'll be letting you know. But this video is getting a bit long now, so yeah. Yeah, love.